Yo, what is going on YouTube? My name is Jaden, and today we're going to be talking about the Terraria's portal. I don't know if that's exactly how you say it. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. So, in a new update, they added in this one guy called Mo. He literally just spawned at my house. It was kind of random. So I put him in my house, and then I made a spot for him and everything. So when you talk to him, you can click Eternia's crystal, and then he'll talk to you about it, whatever. When you want to click shop, and you want to get a lot of gold because, or a lot of money in general, because you need to buy the stuff too. So just keep that in mind. So I have a crap ton of platinum. It's not in my inventory right now, but whatever. So you can see that it sells a lot of different types of things too, right here. As you can see, it sells like different types of canes here. It sells like the fire burst cane, and there's a rod too. So there's a fire burst rod, fire burst cane, and a fire burst staff, flame burst actually. Oh wow, it is flame burst. I said fire burst. I'm dumb. Then the ballista staff, ballista cane. So pretty much the same thing. I'm guessing they're the same, but one is just a lot stronger. Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to buy a couple of these Eternia crystals, or just one, whatever. And then you want to get the Eternia's crystal stand, which holds the crystal. And then, yeah, that's pretty much what you have to get right now. And then what you want to do is you want to find an open flat space. So I'll be there in a second. So then what you want to do is you want to place this down. And I highly recommend placing a crap ton of these campfires and heart. What are these called again? Heart lanterns? Yeah. So place a bunch of these heart lanterns down and the campfires down. And I placed a couple of these spawners too, these heart spawners. So I'll click this on and then I'll spawn a couple hearts, whatever. So I can fly up here. And then what you want to do is you just want to protect. I actually recommend putting down some traps too, but I'm not going to do it right now. It's kind of time consuming. I have to go down to the dungeon, get a couple traps, probably make another world, find another trap, find more traps, and yeah. So I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to test it out for you guys right now. So once you place the crystal in, 2 portals on each side. So one over here, you can see the portals opening, and then a portal over here inside my house is opening too. And then you can see they have the eye over it. So then down here, you can see that they're showing the first wave and then showing you the mobs that are going to spawn. And then said the old one's army is approaching, and I'm guessing that's Eternia. Yeah, Eternia. So what you want to do is you kind of want to protect this thing. Okay, protect this thing for dear life with anything you got. Now, I actually recommend doing this on multiplayer because this is so hard. Once you reach like level, I think it goes up to 10. Once you reach like level 10, it gets really hard because there's this like big moth boss that you have to defeat. Oh, it's not a moth. I thought it was a moth the first time I defeated it, or the first time I fought it. But it's actually a dragon. So you just want to keep on attacking these guys from both sides. I recommend doing it when you're, done defeating the Moon Lord, because this is the easiest way. Have your last prism out and just destroy everyone. That's literally what you want to do. I already defeated it once with my friend, and I do have the thing I want to show you. Now, obviously, some of these mobs do drop a couple things like the trophies and everything like that, the Dark Mage trophies, and then there's a couple other trophies I actually have in my house that I'll show you in a minute. And then every time you defeat a level, they give you a certain amount of defender medals, and I have 185 of them. And these defender medals are used to buy those staffs and those rods that I was talking to you about before that the guy's selling. So this is what is used to buy those things. So once you have defeated pretty much every single mob that comes your way, and they do get a lot harder. They spawn like big ogres and everything that come after you, whatever. I actually also recommend putting down some of these. I don't even have them with me, do I? Well, I recommend putting down like your Stardust Dragon and a couple of these lunar portals. But once you reach like wave 5 or whatever, it starts getting a lot harder, and then more bosses come and stuff like that. So like I said, I recommend doing it with like a couple of your friends. I did it with 2 friends, or one friend. One of my friends came on and we did multiplayer, and I was able to get the staff that I'm about to show you in a couple seconds. So once you defeat this dragon, which is the main boss, like after you defeat him, you're done. Like that's it. That's the end of this Eternia's thing. Once you defeat him, he will drop the Sky Dragon's Fury. Has 96 melee damage, 21% critical strike chance, average speed, average knockback, right click, and obviously you can take it to the one guy to enchant it probably, and I'm guessing that it is a melee, so it's probably like godly, which is the best, or legendary, whatever. So what this thing does, and I'll show you real quick. Let me get off my UFO. And as you can see, if you left click it, it will swing in a circle and it will attack anything that's in that little circle here. And as you can see, it does quite a bit of damage. Not as much as like, you know, anything you get from the Moon Lord. Like the last prism is so much stronger, but it doesn't use any mana or anything. But you can still see it does deal quite a bit of damage, as you can see. If you decide to right click, as you can see, it's a total different attack. This is what's really cool about this weapon. So if you decide to right click it, I can't, there we go. Sorry about my so if you decide to right click it, you see that it does another attack. Like, look at this thing, this is crazy. So it shoots these like portals, which obviously deal damage too, which is amazing. And I'm guessing this still does melee damage because it doesn't show that it deals any magic damage. If you get a couple of your friends to play multiplayer, I bet you can defeat this before you defeat the Moon Lord. You just have to defeat it after you defeat the mechanical bosses. That's the thing. So once you defeat the mechanical bosses on this world, you can do it with a couple of your friends, and you can probably defeat this. And this weapon is really something you want to get. This thing is amazing. It has two types of attacking. So once again, left click it, this is what it does. Right click it, this is what it does. And this thing is ridiculously cool. But it's really no use for me right now because I defeated the Moon Lord and I have a lot of stuff that's like a lot more damage than this thing, so I can just take out my lunar flares and just destroy every single mob that's in here. Yeah. So that's really cool. Another thing that is dropped during this is the Phantom Phoenix, and look at this thing right here. I'll show you what it does. So once you shoot it, you can see that it shoots these arrows. Now I have the Hellfire arrow, so just never mind that. But once you keep on shooting, eventually a phoenix will just pop out and destroy anything in its path, which is really cool. I'm just waiting for something to come up. Let's wait 18 seconds and I'll show you what it actually deals. And you can see how much damage the Phoenix does. It really does a lot of damage. These arrows, not really too much altogether, but the Phoenix does take out. So it's obvious that these weapons aren't the strongest weapons in the game. Look, it only does 27 range damage, which isn't the best, but it's still pretty good to get it. So this event is really cool. Like I said, I was going to show you the trophies, so they're probably going to defeat this, and I'm going to get out of here before, oh my god, look at all of them. Oh, I'm out. So you can see that here is the trophy, one of the trophies that it drops for the ogre, the big ogre that comes, and this is what it drops right here. Here's his head, and then there's another one over here, which is the book, which is the one actually right here, the Dark Mage trophy. The Dark Mages are just like these little mini bosses. They're not really too hard to defeat, but no, I mean, they're not as hard as these ogres to defeat. So these are the things that appear, and so let me just take all of them out. Oh my god, look at them all just getting destroyed. Like I said, like using like the last prism is probably the best choice, and they defeated it, and you know, everything goes back to normal, whatever. So these mobs, once I spawn, hold on. So during this event, these mobs spawn these mana crystals that you drop. They look like emeralds that they drop during this thing. I'm not really too sure. I thought I was able to show you it after the event was done, but they disappeared, which is interesting. My guess is that you can use those mana crystals to just level up your mana, or be able to get your mana back really quickly, but it goes into your inventory. You don't actually take it. It goes into your inventory, so it's probably consumable of something like that, which is pretty interesting. So this is pretty much the whole event, and just pretty much defending one objective, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, it gets definitely a lot harder. I'll definitely show you a picture of this dragon thing if I can find it. This is what it looks like. If I can't find the picture, I'll tell you guys. There'll probably be a text on the screen, whatever. But anyway, guys, this thing is pretty hard, and I defeated the Moon Lord and everything. It's really hard to defend, and then once that last boss is out, he is the hardest thing to defeat, because not only are you worrying about him, but you have to protect the thing down bottom, because there's still more mobs spawning, like the ogres and stuff like that. It's really hard after a while. So that's why I'm saying, like, put your sentry staffs down, like the lunar portal staff, or I forget the ice dragon thing that you get from the frost chest or whatever. You can also put that down. I'm able to put 2 of them down because I got this, which is also dropped in this event. You can equip it, and you can have 2 sentries, which is really cool. And it increases the minion damage, which is actually really cool. Huh? I didn't even realize that before. So that's awesome. And then definitely getting as much minions as possible. So if you are attacking with 2 people, I highly recommend getting a tank and getting like one that summons or one that uses magic, because that's probably the best way to go. So you have one of your friends having like the full Stardust Dragon and like a couple sentries, and then you are tanking and just taking all the damage and protecting him and the crystal at the same time. Well, you're gonna get probably far. You're probably gonna defeat it. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find it a little helpful and cleared some things up with this event. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.